Inventory. To access the Inventory menu, click on Inventory. A submenu will open with the following options: Inventory, Suppliers, Inventory Transfers, Inventory Registration, Inventory Write-offs, Physical Stocktaking Mobile, Delivery Conditions, Stock Replenishment, Inventory Report, and Import Products. Let's have a closer look at each of those sub-menu items. Inventory. To view your full inventory, click on the Inventory module and then Inventory in the drop-down menu. This page shows information about your inventory. The default page view is 20 items per page, but you can change it by editing the Results per Page number on the bottom left of the list. There are a few ways you can organize your inventory. You can sort your inventory by clicking Code, EAN code, or Name. You can also sort by using filters. Filters narrow down the listed items based on parameters that you define. This allows you to search and edit your inventory easily. The filter options are Product Code, search for a specific product or groups of products with similar codes. Name, search for products by name. Product Group, show products from a specific product group. Supplier, see items from a specific supplier. Brand, narrow results by brand. Priority Group, show products that are currently stocked, that need to be ordered or are no longer made. Category, see items from a particular category. All products, see every product, only those available in the web shop or those not available in the web shop. Type, show products that are bundles or matrix products. Location, sort products by sales location. Leaving this blank will show every location. To view multiple locations, click Select Other Locations to be displayed. Status, show items based on their active, archived, or other status. Show only items in stock. Check this box to view only in-stock items. Leave it unchecked to show all items. Matrix variations hidden. Expand matrix items to view all the variations. Now let's look at an example. Each inventory item has its information organized into columns. These columns are Item Type Indicator. It's the first untitled column to the left of the Code column. If an item is a matrix product, there will be an M+ shown. Bundle products are indicated with a B. Code is a user-entered product code. It can be generated automatically. This should be unique to the assigned item. EAN code is a barcode associated with a product. This can be user-generated and should be unique to the assigned item. Name of the product. This is what will be printed on receipts and is searchable at the point of sale. Location in warehouse. This is a premium feature and can be enabled by contacting ERPLY. This is to indicate warehouse bins and to assist with order picking and product locating. Total stock, the number in stock or the number in lay-by across all locations. Stock in location, shows how many items are at this location. Archive, items that have been archived no longer show up under your inventory and cannot be used in a transaction. You can view and unarchive products under the Status option in the Filters menu. To edit the product information, open the product card by clicking on the product in the list. On the product card at the bottom of the page, there is a tab labelled Stock. This tab shows what's in stock, how much is available, what's on lay-by, how much has been ordered, and the amount sold in the past 30 days. There are also two columns labelled Reorder Point and Restock Level. Reorder level is the stock level an item must reach before more of the item should be reordered. Restock level. Once an item's inventory hits the reorder level, set a number at which inventory levels should reach for stock levels to be satisfactory. This can have two uses in ERPLY. A passive use. When creating a purchase order, you can open the item's product card and use this information to forecast how much of each item to order. Restock levels are shown on product cards. Or auto-generate, where you can use the stock replenishment report in ERPLY, which displays the predefined restock and reorder points and can be used to auto-generate purchase orders. This option, to auto-generate, is recommended. At the bottom of the page there are several buttons. From right to left, the buttons are Save, which will save any changes made, Warehouse Report. This report gives you the historical record of all stock movement for this item, including inventory registrations, write-offs, purchase invoices, and sales. Calculator allows you to calculate price markup and margins. Delete will delete the products from the list. Hide sidebar. Back takes you back to the previous screen. Suppliers. To view your existing suppliers, click on PIM and select Suppliers from the submenu. You can also access the Suppliers submenu through the Inventory and Purchase modules. They'll all bring you to the same Suppliers page. On the main Suppliers page, you will see a list of all your current suppliers. For easier navigation, you can set up filters to shorten the list of suppliers shown. Filter options. Name. Search or list by company name. Group, such as clothing or dog food or cat food. You can designate your own groups in Settings, Inventory Settings, Supplier Groups to make it more useful and specific for you and your company. Administrator. Filter by the specific user in the ERPLY system who is in charge of relations with a particular vendor. This drop-down is populated from the Users on your Company and Staff page. See Settings, Company and Staff. Type. This is the type of business entity that is set on the supplier card. The provided business entity types can be changed in Settings, Customer Registry Settings, Company Type. When you click on a listed supplier, you are brought to the supplier card. This is where you add and manage information about the supplier. The tabs at the bottom can help you track more complex relationships, which include contracts, tasks, contacts at that company, and discounts. To create a new supplier, click New. It's in yellow at the top of the list of suppliers. This will open a blank supplier card. Mandatory fields are indicated with an asterisk and red text. Name, type of business entity, and group are all mandatory fields and need to be complete in order to save the supplier into the system. You can fill out more information located in the grey column on the left-hand side. These include reg code, ABN number, bank account number, IBAN, BIC SWIFT, fax, administrator, web page, payment deadline, tax rate, currency, country, delivery terms, GLN notes. Addresses have their own Save button. When you begin to type, it will appear at the far right end of the row. You must save these before saving the whole form. Once one line has been saved, another will appear. You may save multiple addresses to any supplier or customer. Inventory transfers. In ERPLY, inventory transfers are used to manage inventory movement between warehouses and locations, or between one location and another. ERPLY uses two types of inventory transfers. Warehouse transfer. Inventory is immediately moved upon saving the document. A warehouse transfer is created as part of the receiving process for transfer orders. Transfer order requires a receiving process before stock items are moved into the new location. You can configure what happens to the stock in the interim in your Settings Configurations page. Inventory transfer order puts items on hold. The items being transferred will be put on hold and will still be shown in the inventory but cannot be sold. This can be used to avoid any complications during an inventory transfer. Inventory transfer order removes items from inventory. Items being transferred will be removed from the inventory. This can be used to avoid any complications during an inventory transfer. Start in the Inventory module, Inventory Transfers, and select New to create a new transfer and select Transfer Order. Add the items to be transferred and designate the location the stock is coming from and the location the stock is going to. To keep the cost of goods sold, inventory valuations, and margins correct, you should make sure the price on the items entered is correct on the transfer documentation. You may also make notes about the transfer in the grey column on the left-hand side. When completed, simply confirm the transfer order. When the stock arrives at the new location, select the transfer order and Create Warehouse Transfer. If there are missing items from the physical stock received, alter the warehouse transfer to reflect what has actually been received. If the missing items arrive later, you will be able to receive them on another warehouse transfer, which will also be associated with the original transfer order. Once saved and confirmed, the inventory will be moved to the new location. A delivery act can be printed and attached to the physical stock for obtaining signatures upon delivery. Both processes give you additional options of creating a delivery act for receiving and documenting signatures. Additionally, you can create an invoice waybill directly from the transfer, in case the stock movement is due to a specific customer buying all or some of the goods. Invoices created this way should be treated like any other invoice, and altered to reflect the actual transaction prior to confirming. For instance, if you are transferring 2 items, but only one is being sold, the created invoice will automatically show 2 items, so you must change the quantity to 1 prior to confirmation or adding payment. Warehouse transfers will move stock immediately and only require the addition of the items, the from where and to where locations, and the confirmation to do so. This is helpful in situations where the stock has already moved or where extra documentation is not necessary. For regular or recurring transfers, simply select Copy. Inventory registration. Inventory registrations are used to increase the stock levels of your items. These are created after physical stock taking, adding quantities from the product card, or anywhere else you need to add stock from that is not received in via a purchase invoice. The product costs indicated on the inventory registrations are what determine your warehouse values, your margins, and costs of goods sold. Once confirmed, inventory registrations should not be edited. If you need to make changes, then you should delete the entry and re-enter it with the correct information. To create a new inventory registration document, select the Inventory module and Inventory Registration from the submenu. Select New to open a new registration form. Select the location where the goods are going to be registered. Add your products. This can be done by scanning the EAN code, typing in a product name or code. Use the New Row button to add more product lines if needed. Enter the cost. This will auto-fill using the last purchase price in the system or from the product cost field on the product card if there is no previous purchase price. And enter the quantity of each item to be registered. Click Confirm, which will update the stock levels and your inventory registration will be complete. Inventory write-offs. An inventory write-off decreases the stock level of an item the same way a registration increases the level. Click on the Inventory module and select Inventory Write-offs from the submenu to see the list of write-offs in the system. To create a new write-off, click on New. Select the location of where you are writing off the stock from and complete the given fields. You may select the reason for this write-off from the drop-down menu on the left. In most cases, write-offs are necessary due to breakages, sample giveaways, warehouse leftovers, etc. If you'd like to change the available reason codes, you can do so in Settings. Select the product that will be included in this inventory write-off. When finished, click on the Confirm button to complete the write-off. Physical stock-taking. Physical stock-taking acts can be completed at any time to check and correct inventory amounts in ERPLY versus the physical in-store inventory. These consist of a physical count, then a confirmation of that count in the form of a registration or write-off to account for variances. Physical stock-taking acts can only be completed for inventory lists with 10,000 items or less. A product stock level in a physical stock-taking action is generated immediately. The stock levels in this document do not update as items are sold. Selling items while taking stock will cause errors in the stock level count. To create a new stock-taking document, select Physical Stock-taking from the Inventory menu. Select Start New Stock-taking to create a new stocktake document. Select the location and set necessary filters. Product group, supplier, etc. If you have more than 10,000 items in your inventory list, then you will need to use the filter to reduce the list of items. Once your new report is open, you'll be able to see a list of all your products with the corresponding numbers of items in stock in the ERPLY system. Go through the list and input your manual physical counts into the Counted field. This act can be saved and closed at any time. Just make sure you click Save before closing. If you receive inventory in during a stock-taking action and your stock levels are updated accordingly, then this stocktake report will still only show the inventory levels from when it was first generated. It will not be updated automatically. Once saved, the differences are listed and appear color-coded. Red means that there is a negative difference between physical stock items and what is shown in ERPLY. In other words, there is less stock on hand than is reflected in the system. Blue means that there is a positive difference between physical stock items and what is shown in ERPLY. In other words, there is more stock on hand than is reflected in the system. You have two options to deal with uncounted blank lines. You can set them all to 0 and write off any stock that had been in the system, or you can set them to default numbers. Default numbers will overwrite the current total, so no items of that type will be written off. Default numbers are good for when ERPLY and your count are the same. Once you click these buttons, the form will fill in the blanks for you. Once complete, save and confirm the document. These buttons are in the lower right-hand side of the screen. Now your stock-taking document will display a list on the main physical stock-taking page. After confirming the stock take, two new documents are created: Receive Inventory, Write Off Inventory. The final step is to open up each of these new documents and confirm them by clicking Confirm. Physical stock-taking mobile. Mobile physical stock-taking can be done on any mobile device paired with a Bluetooth or USB barcode scanner, or even on your laptop. Please see the physical stock-taking video for a more detailed guide. Click on the Inventory module and click Physical Stock-Taking Mobile to create a new mobile stocktake file. Click the link on your mobile data scanner or on your internet browser. Sign in using your username, password, and ERPLY customer code. You can continue an existing saved stocktake or create a new one by clicking on New Stocktaking. If you are creating a new stocktake, then the next step is to select the location from the list and click Continue. Check Rapid Scanning to scan each item in without having to confirm each individual scan. By default, the cursor will start in the Code field. You can begin scanning your products, and each scan will increase the count by 1. Without rapid scanning, you can scan a barcode and then enter how many of that item you'd like to add to the count. Once you have finished scanning all the items, close the window and return to ERPLY back office. Don't worry, it's all automatically saved. Navigate to the Inventory module and select Physical Stocktakings. Open the recently saved Stocktaking Act that was created from your mobile device or data collector to check if all the products you scanned are on the file. If you're happy with the stocktake result, go back to the list of stocktakes and confirm the write-off and registration sections as per the physical stocktaking instructional video. Delivery conditions. Click on Inventory and Delivery Conditions to open up the list of delivery conditions. Here you can see the list of conditions currently set up. You can edit them and add new ones. Delivery conditions are used on the sales documents under Delivery Information to specify the delivery of the items sold. Let's create a new delivery condition by clicking on New. You can add in a code and a name of the condition. Let's add Pickup as a name and input 3 in the code field. Click Save. Now to see this condition under a sales invoice, let's click on Sales and create a new invoice by clicking on the plus button. Once the invoice template opens, you can see the delivery information on the left-hand side of the menu. You can set a delivery time and select a delivery condition from the list. Stock replenishment. Stock replenishment reports will help you keep your stock levels up to date and manage the restocking process. To use the stock replenishment report, you need to have the reorder point and restock levels set up as instructed in the beginning of the inventory training video. Let's take a quick look at one product and its reorder point and restock level. Open up Inventory and let's search for GFL product by typing it into the filter in the name field and press Enter on your keyboard. Open up the product by clicking on the product name. Here, under the Inventory tab, you can see that under the Sydney Pitt Street location, the reorder point has been set to 1 and the restock level has been set to 10. This means that when there is 1 or less of this product on hand, ERPLY will restock the product back up to 10, when running the stock replenishment report. Let's now run the stock replenishment report. Click on Inventory and select Stock Replenishment from the menu. You can narrow down the report results using the filter if needed. Then click on Stock Replenishment under the Open the Report option. This will open the Stock Replenishment report. Here you can see all your products and their stock levels in a table. You can see the product code, name of the product, manufacturer code, supplier, usual delivery time, in-stock info including on lay-by and available figures, customer orders, amount to order, where you can manually add the quantity you wish to order, reorder point, restock level, sales data for selected period. You can see the products that are below their reorder point as red lines on the list. To make stock replenishment quick and easy, there is a button at the top of the list called Select Items Below Reorder Point that will automatically fill in the amount to order fields for items that are below their reorder point. Click on the button and all the fields will be filled. Now click Save and Make Purchase Order to create a purchase order for those items. To proceed with the purchase order, please see the purchase order video. Inventory Report. Under the Inventory Report option, you can see all reports associated with your inventory and products. The following reports are available: inventory by items, all stock, products in stock, products of stock, etc. Inventory, purchases and sales, inventory summary, stock replenishment reports, and central purchasing if you have multiple locations and you're running multi-store operations. Import products. To open the Import Products wizard, click Inventory in the main menu and click on Import Products. Here you have two options: Upload regular products and Upload matrix products. Both options have example files available. Let's have a look at how the Import wizard works. Open up an Excel file and specify the following columns for our product upload file: product code, product name, product group, price excluding GST, cost price. Now let's enter some data into these columns. And once finished, save the file to your hard drive. Now open up the Import wizard again and click on Choose File to locate the file we just created on your computer hard drive. Click on the Preview button. The Import wizard will open the file and match the fields in the Excel file to the fields on the product card in ERPLY. If the wizard can't match the fields, you can manually marry them by selecting the ERPLY product field from the drop-down list. Once finished, click on Test the import by importing 10 rows. This will test the import with the 10 first lines. If you're happy with the result, click on Start Import. ERPLY will give you an update and a report once the import is complete. Please note that the import cannot be undone. If you are not sure how to import the products or how to create your Excel file, please contact ERPLY support before importing any data. ERPLY does not take any responsibility for imports completed by users.